This conference will now be recorded.
Give me a 1 minute, guys. I'm starting.
This conference will now be
Yeah,
recorded.
part. We are just very briefly. We have just touched on what was the access request. So we'll just go in bit in detail. Okay, so uh, let me open SPRO. So by the way, do you have any questions from yesterday's class, or is everything clear?
No, Trilok, you can carry on.
Okay, so let me open NWBC as well. Okay, first we'll discuss about template management first, and then we'll go to next things. Okay, so before getting into that, I've opened the access request creation screen. Guys, here you can see the different request types, right? For example, new account, change account. Okay, so lock user, unlock user, all these things. So, for example, if I am changing the account means I am account exists already, but I want to add some additional role, or I want to change the validity of the user. I want to change the user group of the user, something I want to change, but the user is already existing one. So delete, lock, unlock. These are all user is already existing ones. So do you really think uh, all these details are needed for a user already existing? For example,
No,
if there is a lock user, do we really need to fill all these things? No, actually we
no,
don't need, right? We don't need, right? So okay, so if I remove this, I can remove all this, right? So I can go to yesterday I've shown you guys how to remove that. So I can go to SPRO. SPRO here there is maintain end user personalization. Here I can go and I can go to default, maintain EOP fields. Here I can just change whatever I want. But what is the disadvantage of that? If I do that, so if it is a new account also, it will be gone. That's it, right?
yes,
So now what I have to do is uh, I have to have this complete settings different for different request types. Am I right? Okay, for new account
yes,
I need something. For change account I need something. Okay, that's the reason we go for templates. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, for example, let's say we'll take lock user. Lock user, I don't need any of this. I need first name, last name, maybe email ID also I don't need. So I need a manager. Other than that, nothing is required. Okay, let's say. Okay, now what I gonna do is, here you can see a UPID, right? So this, delete this, I don't need. Okay, now there is a UPID here. This is by default. Now you have to create your own UPID. Okay, Let's say I'll create my own UP ID now. Let's say 001 lock user, save. See, now there is some UP ID created. Now for this UP ID, I will make all the changes. I'll fields. I'll make all the changes. Request reason, yes, first name, last name, employee type, account number, no need, not visible. Okay, request reason, I need employee type also, I don't need manager, I need email, I need telephone number, no need company, no. Okay, so fine, I don't want to just, let's save it here. So I have created a UPID 1. Okay, now how to use this? I have to come back to NWBC screen. Here there is something called template management. In access request administration, there is template management. If I create on template management, I'll create a new template. I'll give as lock user. UPID, I'll just give as 001. New account, this is lock user. So request type, what is a request type? So I'm just here creating a new template. I am linking the UPID which I have created and the request type which I want. Is this clear? Now I'm saving it, the template will be saved. Now you can see here the template is saved. Now instead of going to access request, I will go to template based request. Okay, if I click on template based request, I can see all the templates which I've created. So now I can see this template. Once I click on next now, why it's coming up? Wait, I'll just go back to template. Okay, the reason would be, wait, I'll delete this, create lock user for go select. Okay. Okay, so um, just trying to check whether this is working or not. So I have given this I have given this UPID. Okay, so wait guys, I don't want this confusion. I'll just okay, so this is fine. Here I have maintained telephone department, company location, everything else. No, company is not there. Company is there. Triple three, right? Okay, so I'll just go ahead and create. I don't know why it's not working. Ideally, it should work. So I'm just trying to create another one. So the idea here is if I give the UPID there and create a template here. And if I link that request type and UPID, right? So automatically, whatever the fields I have maintained, if I open that template, I'll get that accordingly. Mhm. It's not even showing up. What's happening? Okay, this error mandatory field should be editable and visible. Okay, got it. So we are not maintaining the mandatory fields. Editable fields should be visible. Okay, it was not getting saved actually. Okay, now it got saved. There was an error, so it was not getting saved. Now we'll check for lock user. Hopefully it works. Okay, fine, it's working. Here now you can see there are lots of things removed, which we have managed to remove there. For example, company, location, department, all that has been gone. Now, in the same way, if you want to create more templates, you can just create more templates for each request type, and you can maintain what are the fields required for that in the UUP. Okay, now whenever you want to create, use that. So you shouldn't go for access request. If you go for access request, then you'll be seeing everything by default. Default one is there, right? UUP 999. Whatever you are maintaining, that you will see in access request. So now instead of that, we'll go for template based request. When you go for template based request, you will see all the templates. Each template will be assigned to one request type and one UUP ID. Okay, as we have seen. Okay, now if I enter into that, it won't ask me for request type because it's already by understood that this is for locking user. Okay, now if I get into that, see now there is a change. Okay, so now I can't see all that. So before it was not getting saved. Okay, so in this way you can just create as many as templates as you want. Okay, so this UPID is for completely personalizing the access fields, right? So here you can see everything. all the fields which you see in access request form, all that fields will be there here. The error which I was getting previously was I made a field as mandatory, but I made it as invisible. So there was an error. So if it is a mandatory field, it can't be invisible, right? So that was the error. Okay, is this clear, guys? Template.
Oh, yes, Trilok.
Okay, now getting into the model user. So model user means you already have a user ID and you want to just create another user ID as a copy of that. Okay, at that time we will use the model user. If I get into model user, now it will ask for the user ID, which user I want to create. If you see the second step, select the model access. Here you need to select the user which you want to model and then request details. Automatically in the request details, everything will be automatically populated whichever the access is there for that model user. Okay, the first step is the user ID which you want to create. Second step is the user which you want to copy. Third step, automatically uh, all the roles which are there for that model user will be in that access request form and submit. Once you submit, the request will be submitted. This is nothing but the screens are the same, guys. In access request we have seen the same fields. Here only one difference is here we need to give the model user in between. So other than that, everything is same. And then copy request. Copy request means there is already an existing request. You have the number and you want to create another request same as that. Okay, then you will go for copy request. You'll just give the request number and what are the things you want to copy. You'll select and then select user, for which user you want to. User won't be copied from the previous, except user you can copy anything. User won't be copied. So now you'll give the user ID and then request details. Request details will be automatically copied from the previous. What are the roles? All that things will be copied from the previous request which you have given here. And then review and submit. This is also just copying. Okay, so access request, model, template based request, copy request. So organization assignment request, you just leave that. You don't need that. So and create request simplified. So this is a simplified form. It doesn't have much details. It has only very few details. User can also use this as well, but this doesn't have that many details as access request. Here you need to just give user ID and role name. That's it and submit. See, there will be nothing much. Just self or other, first name, reason, select the roles for addition and submit that. That's it. Nothing else. You don't no need to give any other fields here. Okay, so this is a simplified access request form. Okay, this also can be used. Okay, is this clear, guys?
Yes, Trilok.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now there is something called here access request administration. Access request administration, in that there is something, first one, template management. We have already seen this. Then go to search request. So search request is, as an admin, as a security guy, you want to search the requests. For example, there are different criteria, guys. So you want to search the requests who are created by this particular person on this date. So you want to search that. So you want to search maybe uh, for one manager, what are all the requests, okay, whether they are approved or pending, all that kind of stuff you want to do. Okay, here it is a place. So if you search, click on search, without giving anything, all the requests till now will be displayed. See here, these are all the requests. So someone has already created. So we'll just see once, and we will also create one. But if you guys remember, we were not able to add roles into it, right? So we need to first do that activity, and then we will create request, and I'll show you guys this, all this, okay, how to do all that. But before that, we'll just try to understand what is the purpose of all this. The first one is here, audit log. So as I said earlier, every request will have an audit log. Okay, once you submit the request, there will be audit log. If you want to see that audit log, you have to come here. So if you select the request and click on audit log, see. So now who has requested? Request 9 of type new account submitted by for user. This was submitted by this user for this user. Okay, when it was submitted and what was the role assigned. Okay, so this is just submitted. It haven't got approved yet. So you can see the instant status running and the decision pending. Okay, next is instant status. Instant status means this particular request is pending with whom, that you can see here. So this is pending with, so someone has not created the workflow correctly. So that's the reason here approver is blank. Okay, fine. So this is a place where we can see the which with whom the request is pending and who has to take the action on that. Okay, and then here you can just open. Then administration is the place where you can cancel that request or forward that request to someone else. Okay, sorry, not canceling is here. So administration is something you can approve the request, not cancel. You can approve the request behalf of the approver as an admin. Okay, so as an admin you can approve on behalf of the manager, or if manager is not there, it has to be forwarded to someone else. That also can be done. Okay, how to do all that? Once we'll create one request, right, we'll get to know all that. We'll just come here again and see how does it work. Okay, so this is the place to do all that. So if you want to search request, if you want to audit, see the audit logs, see with whom it is pending, if you want to cancel or approve it as an admin or forward it to someone else, all those things will be done here. And then provisioning logs, so you can just ignore this because we do already have the audit logs. So manage password self-service. Generally we don't recommend this, guys. So password self-service, this can be used. Most of the companies, they are for now they are using single sign-on, so they are not using password self-service at all. Okay, so okay, I'll come back to this later. Password self-service. So admin delegation. So you are the admin and you want to delegate. You are going on a leave. Okay, so you are the admin here and you are going on a leave for 1 week. So in that case, you want to delegate your activities to someone else as admin. Okay, then if you click on this and you need to give the delegate approver, then he will become the, you click on delegate and give your approver id, and then delegated approver id valid from valid to, and save it. Then in that period he will be the admin. Okay, this is just a approver delegation. So this is about the role, sorry, access request creation and access request administration. Now going further, so any questions till now?
No, Trilok.
Okay, now going forward, okay, I'll now show you guys why that roles are were not visible for us. I'll just open that access request again. When I click on this add role, when I was selecting our connector which we have created, this was a connector which we have created, and search for roles. So roles are not showing up, right? Why? So we have done the repository sync job, but still roles are not showing up. Repository sync job is a mandatory thing. You have to run that. After that, you need to perform another step as well. That is role import. Okay, once you complete that repository sync job, then you need to perform a role import. Once you perform the role import, then only the roles will be available for in the access request form. Okay, now we will do the role import. Okay, once we complete that role import, then the roles will be available. For access request form, you can request any for that particular role. So we'll take one role from the backend and then we'll import that role. Okay, let's consider this role only. So I will try to import this role now. How to do a import? I will show you guys. So here you have role mass maintenance. Here role import. Okay, there is a place where you can import the role. I clicked on that. So here first you need to select the technical role. User input, file on server, file on desktop. User input means I will be giving the what is the role to be imported. Okay, if there are some 500 roles to be imported. Okay, in my EC system there are 500 roles. All that 500 roles I need to import. I can't give each role an import, right? So that time I'll select the file on desktop. I select the file on desktop. So in file I'll give all that 500 roles and I'll upload that here. Okay, I'll show you that also how to do that. But first we'll see for one role. That means user input. Role authorization source, just skip this because we are not using this for now. So okay, why do we need this? If you guys are using BRM, right, business role management module, then we have to fill this as backend system, or else you need to, if you are not using, just skip this. Okay, in most of the companies, guys, till now I have worked, nobody was using BRM business role. That is more complicated, so people don't prefer using that. So so you can just skip this. And now application type, you just need to give as SAP. Landscape is nothing but the connector group which you have created. So I have what was the connector group which, okay, I'm not able to see that. There is a reason for that. Okay, for that connector group to be visible there is an additional step here in SPRO. Okay, so first I need to select my connector group. So this is my connector group. Now I need to go to access control and maintain mapping for actions and connector groups. This is actually the step which is will be in BRM. So, but as we are dealing with role import now, we need this. So click on new entries, connector group, make it as active, application type, SAP, where is save. So now I have, where is the one?
There
I
itself, ED7 underscore.
87 underscore group. Okay, fine. Okay, now I'll just close this. Field mapping. Okay, all this is not required. Let's see. We'll just click on role import. Select SAP landscape. 97 connector group. So now you'll be able to see the our connector group, right? So and this step is actually in BRM. This is steps, but here we need to do that step because we are using the role import. Okay. So once I select that, override existing role. So if you are if this role is already imported and you want to overwrite, you can select yes. Okay. So I don't want to select that because so the system. Okay, so again, so here I have not given again. I have to maintain in this group what are the systems, what are the connectors are there. Okay, assign default connector to the connector group. I need to select this and then click on new entry, give the connector group ID 7 CC and then action role generation target connector, give my connector ID 7. Again select stem, select the action risk analysis. Ideally, you have to give all the actions for all connectors. That's what we need to do here. Yes, save is now saved. Just close this and open that again. These are the steps we need to follow. I'm not sure why it's not coming up. Source system. Is it coming for other groups? It's coming here. It's not coming for our group. Okay, so that is our connector. It's not there. And then here. Okay, I'm not assigned for role MG. Role MG is for BRM module. So it seems we have missed this step. Let me add it here. Save. I don't know how come we have missed that step. So ID 7 is there. Okay, let's check now. I'll close this. Then go to role import. Okay, skip this. Select SAP landscape ID 7 connector group. And see, now it's coming up. So somehow we have missed that ID, giving that integration scenario role mg is for brm module. So I don't know why I missed it. So somehow we have missed it. So that was not coming up. Now I have given that integration scenario, right? So that is the importance of integration scenario. If you are not giving that integration scenario, then you will not be able to use that particular module. For example, role mg is for complete brm. So this all role import, nothing will be, you can be used for that connector if you're not giving. In the same case, in this case, it was not given, right? So I was not able to use that. So once I have given that, now I can just, now I need to give role from, means which role I want to import into the system. So I'll just give the ECC role. So this is the role which I want to import. So important thing, guys, before importing the roles, you should have run the repository sync job already. If you are not running repository sync job and doing the role import, then it is of no use. Okay, and then methodology slate is complete. Next, here you can just give the criticality of the role. If you want, you can just give, or else leave. Project release, you can just give. So you can create projects, guys. So someone has created 3 projects already. So I'll just business process basis security, and now here you can just add the owners or approvers. Every role can have a owner or approver. Okay, so in grc we'll have owners or approvers. It's not a mandate, but uh, normally in the real time most of the workflows will be like first manager. Okay, first manager will be approving the request, and the second level will be the role owner. So every role would have been assigned with the every role will be assigned to a owner. So once the manager approves that request, right, that will be forwarded to the role owner. Who will be that role owner? That you need to define that role owner while importing itself. Okay, for now I'm not giving anything. Let's just go next. Okay, it's not imported. Okay guys, let me just get back to the system whether there are a couple of things. This row is not there. Okay, what exactly I'm checking here is this is the table JRAC RL CONN. This is a table, guys, where once you run the repository sync job, right, all the roles of that particular connector will be stored here. Okay, when I have imported that role, right, for now I have imported that role. That role has not imported. Okay, so if you see role successfully imported is 0, role not imported 0. So role it's not imported basically. Why it's not get imported, I'm checking that. So I can see that repository sync job is there. Okay, repository sync job has ran for this connector. Okay, maybe after that the role was created. Okay, that's the reason. So that sync job has not pulled that role into this system. Okay, now if I just check, this is a table where I can check JRAC RLCONN. This is a table where I can check which are the roles GRC has pulled from the backend system for that particular connector. So I have given the connector ID 7300. I have just given G star SU01 star. Now I'll get the roles. So now these are the roles. G role SU01 PFCG. It's already there. Maybe again the case sensitive might be an issue here. So just close this. So these are the things which might stop you guys also when you are working. Okay, so just this is how you need to check. So if some role is not getting imported, so first you need to check whether that was part of repository sync or not. So let's see, hopefully this works now. So previously I have given that as project release. Just give something, just preview lots. No, it's not showing up. Mhm. Basically, if I click on preview all roles, it should show the role name here. So it's not showing up. So that's the reason I'm checking why it's not showing up. If it's not showing up there means it's not detecting that role. So let me try with any other role. Okay. It's not showing up. Okay, guys, I am not sure. I need to check on this. So why it's not showing up? So ideally, we have done all the steps. So ideally, the role should get imported into that because that role is already here. So give me time. I'll just check this today and I'll update you tomorrow why it's not happening. Something. Okay, what I wanted to explain. So there are two role import. Okay, one thing is, as we have been doing this, right? Single one. So other one is mass import. There are some 500 roles we need to import. There is a file which we can download and upload that. So that we'll see. After seeing these two, then we will create one role owner. Okay, create one role owner and we'll assign that to the role. Okay, for example, for the same role which we have imported, we'll assign that role owner. Once we assign that role owner and it's already also imported, right, then now that role will be available for you in the access request form. Now we will raise a access request for one user to assign this role to that user. Okay, now we will see the workflow, how it goes. Now we will see different things for that request: audit log, how to cancel that request, how to forward that request, how to approve that as an admin. Okay, so all that things we will see with that one request. Okay, so that's what, so I thought of doing, but unfortunately I was not able to import that role. I'm not sure why it's not getting imported. There should be something we have missed somewhere, or I need to find. Okay, so tomorrow hopefully I'll just come back with the role import, and we'll see the role import and we'll see all that stuff. And later we'll see some uh, important tables. Till now what we have discussed, right? So there are some important tables, grc tables, like this grse con, right? So there are some important grc tables you need to know. Like in su01, in normal ecc, you got to know few tables, right? In the same way you'll have to know few tables in that. Then we'll go for the workflow. So how the workflow is defined, how the workflow can be customized. Okay, is that clear, guys? So today we have just seen that up template based, and we have just seen that multiple options. That's it. Is that fine, guys? Have any questions on today? So do you have any questions? Okay, guys, then we'll see
Hello.
tomorrow. Yes,
Yeah, Trilok. Hello.
yes, tell me.
See, what are the rules associated with a rule set where to check it?
What are the risks?
Risk.
What are the risk means? You uh, have you downloaded that file from the
Yeah, I
backend, that
downloaded. I
YAML
got
file?
all those. Uh, yeah, I've downloaded.
So once you download, so this one which I have downloaded, right? So there is something called risk rule
Here,
relationship.
yes, sir. Here only in this sheet we can see, or in NWBC can we see it there?
In NWBC, if you want to see, actually you can't see there.
Mm.
You can see opening each risk, then only you'll see to which rule set that belongs to.
Because this way I have tried and have created that copy
No,
of global
this
rules.
way is,
Uh,
yeah, this is the way you have to do.
I've downloaded and then in this text file itself, I've just changed that names global.
No, you should not change the global. I I
No, no.
I told you to
Mm.
create a copy of it, not to change the global.
No, anyway, this is a copy we have downloaded.
Okay,
Then in this, making the changes, and in this, I'm creating one more. Like,
you have created additional rows, right?
no, no, I did
You have,
not create any additional role.
okay.
I just renamed the global reset with copy of
Then
global.
then what
And then
happened actually? Global rule set is gone now.
I think we can use our append or two options are there, na? In
Yeah,
that case.
two options are there. Okay, I
Mm,
recommend don't ever go for append because that would be seriously very confusing. Okay, so
mm,
always go for overwrite. If you are going for overwrite, right?
mm,
So what you guys
mm.
gonna do is here this is the risk and here this is the risk and this is the global rule set, right? Rule set.
Yes.
So now you put this in Excel file.
Mm.
Okay, so for
Just
for whatever global, just filter it and copy all
and
the risk
just copy all this.
and
Yes.
copy again all that for another rule set and save it
Just
here.
rename that. Yes, rename that global with the copy.
If you are renaming
Rename
this
means
global,
just a,
right?
yes, fresh one, fresh one. Just keep the global like that only. Copy all this risk and
Yes.
just against that
Then
recovery.
you're only
Just
copying the global set.
yes, understood. And one more thing, Trilok. Here you have
Okay, so
taken this
yeah.
txt.txt extension. We can take XLS also.
No. Always you have to upload TXT files only. SAP won't support if you are uploading Excel files.
No, no, I've checked it actually.
Okay,
This one you can see rule set download
okay,
folder. There I have
okay.
downloaded this XLS sheet.
Downloading is
Just change.
fine. You try to upload it.
Like upload also I tried it.
It was working.
It's working. I can see the copy of rule set. Actually, I've used append option.
Okay,
I can see that copy also in that NWBC.
okay, fine, cool then. Yep. Then that should be fine. But always it is recommended for going for text file itself. I'm really not sure.
Generally,
Uh,
okay, generally recommended TXT.
yeah, generally recommended text file because Excel. I'm not sure whether this completely it has been updated or it has missed something. I'm not sure about that.
Okay,
But text file is
okay,
always recommended.
okay, Trilo.
Okay. So yeah. So tomorrow I'll just come up with why it's not getting imported. Okay. So I'll just come up with few more assignments as well tomorrow. Okay. Fine, guys. Thank you. If you someone has not completed this particular assignment, please make sure that you guys complete, and tomorrow I'll give more assignments.
Okay, Trilo. Thank you.
Thank you.